Here, I want to show you how to set up reports or customize reports. When within the portal and within the customer that you want to adjust the reports for, you basically go to reporting, and this is where you can set up reports, change any reports, and change who you're sending those reports to. Now, when you set up a customer, there are some reports that will be automatically set up by default, which is some of the scheduled reports. There is a daily and a weekly one, and an event report. But you can obviously go and add additional reports or adjust any reports. So let's look at the scheduled reports first. To create a new report, you can just click on Create Scheduled Report, or you can go into an existing report by just hovering over it and just clicking anywhere into that area. You can see this report is enabled. We can disable it. You can see that this report is for both services, for Mailbox and SharePoint. When we say SharePoint, OneDrive, part of that, it is considered as one service. You can see the report period, the days of the week, the time, and the time zone, and the recipients. So these are the kind of reports that you can actually even send to your customers as sort of weekly status reports. You would just add another email address here, save it, and then that report would go to all the recipients that you have in here. If you wanted to keep the report that goes to your customer separately, you can also just easily set up a new report and keep it completely separate, or do it within one. That is completely up to you. Let's have a look at what some of those scheduled reports look like. Over here is an example for a Backup365 report. And here you can see the SharePoint services, the Mailbox services. Now you can see the report period over here, which is for the 13th of September. And when you're looking at the total size drives, the total backups, the data size and the item count, that's all refer only to the report period. So if it's weekly, it would give you the report period for that whole week. If it's daily, it would give you the report period for that day of what we've backed up. It also shows you the last success rate, which is 100%. So if anything is ever not at 100% success rate, you will be able to easily identify that in your daily reports, for example. We do have also attached the CSVs for Mailbox and SharePoint that will give you the same data in a CSV, but it will also include the lifetime data for that customer, so that you can see how much overall data there is that you can click into. So this is how we can manage the schedule reports and what they look like. The other types of reports that we have are event reports, and they're just down here. Again, you can go and adjust an existing report or create a new report by clicking on Create Event Report. Clicking into it, you can see, again, you can enable or, disable this. There is the Mailbox and SharePoint and OneDrive service that we report on here, and the event types that we have as options to report on are based on any provisions that we do. Discover, so if we discover a new mailbox, for example, an initial backup and a restore. So for example, you have a customer with 10 users, they add another user, you then go and add another Office 365 license to that tenant. Backup365 will automatically discover that there's a new user. You will get a report that will advise you there's a new user that's been added. Then we will begin the backup, and you will get another one that will tell you once the backup is completed. And again, you choose your recipients over here. So this is probably not a report you need to send to your customer unless they want to know that kind of stuff. Otherwise, this is probably just for your team. And just to show you one example of one of those reports, we have a report just over here. And this is a restore report that shows us that the restore has been successfully completed on the 15th of September for Alice over here. So this is an example of an event report.